Hi, my name is Troy Spiker. In today's presentation, we'll be discussing the fiscal budget of an athletic department, specifically equipment and officials' fees. How this budget was constructed, or this presentation was performed, was that initially a budget of $100,000 was awarded. $32,000 of that $100,000 was designated for the officials. That left a remaining $68,000 for equipment and other sports utilized necessities. This total budget excludes the salaries of coaches, the payment to grounds and custodial personnel, administration, event workers, security, and transportation costs. This presentation took in 16 different submissions to create a wish list of equipment for 15 programs. I also utilized Ohio High School Athletic Association to receive information on specific sport regulations pertaining to the number of officials required for an athletic event, as well as a total number or maximum capacity for a complete competitive athletic season per sport. These competitions also include scrimmages and preview events. I also use the resource of the Portage Trail Conference Officials Fees Agreement. Lastly, to help me adjust the wish list per program, I modeled necessities based off of the athletic program sizes of my local school district. In aiding of the determination of what equipment was to be approved or not approved by the athletic department funds, I utilize very basic, simple rules. I also, on the upcoming slides, color-coded the wish list itemized requests per program. The items that are highlighted red were not approved for the athletic budget. These items were considered to be personal equipment or extra items to a particular uniform that were not deemed necessary. Items that could not be re-inventoried at the conclusion of a season to remain within the school facility or locker room were deemed unessential. These were deemed as warm-ups, extra program analytics and statistical equipment, again, a fourth piece to a uniform and away bottoms, as well as personal equipment or items that could have been purchased by the boosters or the individual athlete themselves. The yellow highlighted items are items that are approved for the budget. These items pertain to essential safety equipment and equipment that is necessary for competition and implementation of the fundamentals of the sport. Also, equipment that can be, or items that can be re-inventoried and can remain within the locker room or within the program at the conclusion of the season were deemed approved. Green highlighted items are items that were submitted by individual athletic programs, but the equipment could be utilized across a male and female sport. I labeled these items as mutual equipment, which are approved by the athletic department budget and funds. These equipment can be utilized for a particular sport of where a men's and women's program can utilize them. For example, men's basketball, women's basketball, men's track, and women's track. These programs, as you'll see, have green highlight items that can be shared mutually between the two athletic programs. Before spending the next several moments of reviewing the individual athletic program equipment wish list, I would like to point out some key specific issues for equipment. The men's volleyball program, again, 16 submissions for 15 programs. That's because the men's volleyball program had 2 wish list submissions. I took into account both of these wish lists to combine them into one final equipment wish list. The field hockey program submitted and requested for 50 practice balls. I modified this to allow a purchase of 30 practice field hockey balls, as well as adjusting the budget number. The football program requested 22 total new shoulder pads coming from 2 individual vendors. I approved of 10 shoulder pads from 1 vendor. Again, these modifications to football and field hockey were taken into consideration based off of my local school district athletic participation numbers and athletic program sizes. This slide here shows a screenshot of a spreadsheet that I compiled to show the individual athletic programs as well as programs within a single sport of what they requested financially as a part of the budget to what was approved by the budget, as well as the breakdown for individual athletic program and what equipment costs are deemed mutual. You'll see that the total collective requested dollar amount was just over $95,000. After implementing my rules and color coding system to the wish list, the approved dollar amount for all athletic programs was just over $65,000. Each program is broken down here as male and female sport, and if the sport has mutual equipment, those costs are included as well. And on the left, you'll see by individual sport, total dollar amount that will be distributed to those programs. Again, the overall budget for equipment was $68,000. After the approved budget, it was $65,135.03, leaving an excess budget of over $2,800. Now that we have talked about the equipment budget, let's focus on the budget for officials. Again, according to OHSAA, the sports regulations specifically to each sport for the years of 2019 and 2020 competitive seasons, I received the maximum number of events, including scrimmages, previews, as well as games. This reference also provided me the information to understand the maximum or the total number of officials required to host each event. The PTC officials contracted fees, along with the sports regulations provided by the OHSA, allowed me to perform a formula to aid in the discovery of costs for officials per program and then per sport. That formula is the number of officials times the contract agreed payment per event times the number of events hosted. Please note that the men's and women's volleyball programs have a single athletic official cost due to the fact that JV and varsity events occur at the same place during the same event. Men's and women's track compete together when hosting a home event, therefore utilizing one official. Lastly, note that the number of events used in the equation represents approximately 1/2 of the maximum allowed contests. This slide and the next slide show a breakdown of all of the competitive athletic programs along with the officials' payment formula. Again, broken down into varsity and JV for those programs that are appropriate to. And the formula again is number of officials times rate or payment per event times the number of athletic contests to be held. This slide here is a representation of the spreadsheet that represents the breakdown of cost of officials for an athletic year. On the left, you'll see the breakdown of the individual athletic program. Then you will see the formula of how it was composed to compile or create the officials' fees or total outward expenditure for that athletic program. On the far right, the approved or the cost of officials for that sport is bold italicized. For sports that incorporated men's and women's, I provided a breakdown of cost per man or female athletic program. The group total sum of the bold italicized is $26,420. That is the total cost that will be paid out to officials for these 15 athletic programs. The total budget for officials was originally $32,000, with only $26,420 being provided to officials. That leaves a profit of $5,580. And lastly, the screenshot of the spreadsheet that encompasses the approved athletic equipment budget and the approved officials' fees budget. Here is a representation on the far right that shows the athletic program and the officials' fees for the athletic program. On the left half will show the compiled total dollar amount awarded to that athletic program for equipment, mutual equipment, as well as officials. The total allotted budget for this project was $100,000. Again, the approved equipment was valued at $65,135.03. Officials' costs were $26,420. Those two combined equate to $91,555.03. Subtracting that value from our original $100,000 budget leaves a profit of $8,444.97. Again, to simplify the fiscal budget of the athletic department, a quick recap. Our initial budget was $100,000. $32,000 of that $100,000 was allotted for officials, leaving $68,000 to be used to be distributed across the athletic programs. The officials' final fees came out to be $26,420. After remediation, interrogation, as well as prioritizing the athletic program wish list, the equipment costs come down to $65,135.03, totaling $91,555.03, leaving a profit for the athletic department to redistribute or to be utilized for larger department or facility projects of $8,444.97. Thank you. If you'd like to refer back to the spreadsheets, there is a URL link at the bottom right of this page titled Budget Report. Thank you.